It is a lovely holiday Monday evening, this July the 3rd, 2017, looking eastward down Highway 48 into Montmartre, Saskatchewan. Regina is about 90 km behind us to the west, and looking west along what Canadian National called its Glenavon sub from Kipling to Regina. Canadian Northern commenced freight service on this stretch of rail on December the 4th, 1907. Due south on 1st Avenue West, Montmartre is laid out gardenly rather than perpendicular to the rail line, as was typical in Western Canada. Canadian Northern built a third-class station probably in 1913 at mile 38.1 from Kipling on the Glenavon. Would have been right in there where stands the Eiffel Tower. And thanks to the Canadian National Railway, we've got proof positive that we are in Montmartre. Long block east along the highway from 1st Avenue West is 2nd Avenue East, and this edifice, St. Peter and Paul's Ukrainian Catholic Church. It was completed in 1952. The cornerstone was laid in 1950. Oh, and kitty corner from the church is Pit Stop 48 refreshment stand. Get your ice cream, your float. East end of town. The eastern access is just down on the other side of the John Deere dealership, Grid Road 606, otherwise known as Range Road 113, west of the 2nd. We're on a tongue of glacial outwash here on the Kipling Plain, and look at due east towards a mound of stagnant ice moraine. I don't think they've got a name. Yonder. Montmartre's got about 5 streets and 6 avenues, and you're looking east along 3rd Street. There's the curling rinks here. And south down 1st Avenue, west. And on the south side of the village is lovely Kamoka Park. Outdoor pool, camping, baseball diamonds. Named for Kendall, Montmartre, and Candiac, 3 towns in a row along the line here. This is Treaty 4 territory signed in 1874 between representatives of the Queen and representatives of Cree and Assiniboia people, whereby we agreed to share this territory. I'm not sure that the First Nations realized how many newcomers would arrive. The new consolidated school, kids from all the towns around come here, K to 12. In an effort to diversify its economy, in 2009 the village built this miniature replica of the Eiffel Tower just to the east of this 1946 cenotaph at the head of Central Avenue. First elevators were the British America and the National, went up in 1907, followed by Saskatchewan Elevator Company. The United Grain Growers built in 1917 and the pool in 1990. In 1911, the Bank of Toronto had premises where the Orange Building is there now, on the corner of 1st Avenue and 1st Street, formerly Railway Street. In 1942, the Co-op took over the big 2-story building that stood on this corner here. There's a gas station. They had their gas pumps right in the street by the pole there. Central Avenue. Big old 2-story mansarded roof hotel stood on the corner there from early days. Upper Central Avenue, formerly Grand Avenue. The first settling newcomers in this district were families of wealthy French merchants who arrived in the spring of 1893 at Roseley on the CPR main line about 17 miles northeast of here. They outfitted themselves and trekked across and established camps in the neighborhood and survived the first few winters only the generosity and guidance of the Assiniboine people from the Big Carry the Kettle Reserve just a few miles north of here. The first Montmartre post office was opened by Victor Augier on September the 1st, 1894, about 3 miles north of here in this farmstead. A.G. Gouin moved it to the town site here on April the 15th, 1907. Directly across Railway Avenue from the hotel stood the station, big old 2-story hip-roof affair with a dorm front and back. Montmartre incorporated itself as a village on October the 19th, 1908. And the famous Sisters Boutique and Bistro, you get a nice cup of tea. The original group of Parisian French settlers were joined by Quebecois over the next couple of decades, a smattering of English people, Germans from Eastern Europe, Ukrainians, mostly Catholic people. Besides saving the lives of the early settlers, the Assiniboine from Carry the Kettle were active in the economic life of the community, trading hay and firewood, fence pickets in town for what they needed. Guap took over the food store in 1948, and the last elevator is down in 2002. And over on 1st Avenue East and 2nd Street. The Sacred Heart Parish was organized in 1903. And the church here dates from 1918. Montmartre's population peaked in 1966 at 566, and is climbing back to 490 in 2016. I completely missed the site of the Sacred Heart Convent on 2nd Avenue East behind the church. The Sisters of the Sacred Heart came to Montmartre in 1920 to build a school and teach. The former school, the double school, had burned down the year previously. The school closed in 1970 and the convent in the 1980s. Montmartre, Saskatchewan.